Hi, and welcome to episode 19 of Two Crafty Stitches. Today is January 3rd, 2016. I'm Sandy, also known as Knits and Bits.
And I'm Kelly, also known as Pearly Girl 75. So, it's the new year!
Yay!
Yay!
Now, I know for the end of last year, Kelly, I guess, which was just last week,
Like
you
a couple days ago.
you went through and reorganized all of your stash.
I don't want to say
majority of your stash.
I don't want to say all of or the majority of
Your fiber stash.
That is a lie. I went through and organized my fiber stash. All of my fiber stash. How's that? Oh, and my hand spun.
Yes.
Yes. And that's about it. Not the rest of the stuff.
So now your your one drawer is not overflowing.
Well, it's now the fiber is in 4 drawers instead of 3, because I did a little bit of rearranging, but I wouldn't call it really organizing. It was like I don't know. It's hard to explain. I have like I know we were going into this, so I have like in my drawers in my Expedit, which is over there, which used to be our background at the very beginning of our podcast. Anyway, I had 3 of the bins and. Well, I have a lot of bins, but 3 of the bins were for, like, sock yarn scraps. And one of them was, like, sock yarn scraps that I have not put into the sock yarn blanket yet. And one of them was for sock yarn scraps for things that have been in the blanket, that, you know, I've put in the blanket. And then the third one was all of the Socks That Rock sock yarn scraps, because I had used those, like, I made a shawl out of them, and I made a blanket and some other stuff, and it, like, is the stuff that never ever goes away, because, like, even though I've, like, crocheted a whole bunch of stuff with it, and, you know, crochet uses a lot of yarn, I swear that the, little balls of yarn are not getting any smaller. So,
I wish I had that problem.
So I pulled those out of the one bin and dumped them into the already in the blanket stuff, because they're in a sock yarn blanket, it's just all Socks That Rock sock yarn. So, because I needed to empty something, so that's what I emptied and put fiber in it. But I have one bin that is nothing but Moon Rover fiber now.
Yes.
So I organized all of that stuff, yes.
So, I did not do any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I had such lofty plans. I'm like, ooh, I have a week off. Maybe I'll organize my closet. And
Oh, see, I organized my clothes. I went through and got rid of a whole bunch of clothes that were too big. And made a big, like, end-of-the-year donation. So.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that stuff. I got distracted with
The fallout?
Yeah, the fallout. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was not doing that with a cat on my lap before I came over here.
You were not sending me a text going, I can't leave yet. I can't move. I have a cat on me.
The cat was, like, asleep, and it's a little kitten, and kittens need the rest. So.
Because it couldn't rest if you had moved it. It would not. It would
No,
cease to rest. It would never rest again.
Not until I sat back down. When I did get up, he was following me around, and he just wanted me to, like, pick him up and wanted to sit on my shoulder while I got ready. It was very interesting.
Yes.
And then I almost stepped on him when I put him back down, and he was twining between my legs.
Yeah.
Only cat that's ever done that. So, yeah. So, new items. I don't have any.
I have
new
something
items.
new. And I'm in the middle of a row.
So,
Now,
now, I will be getting a new item because I guess since you're in the middle of the road, I'll go.
well, at
into
least
this.
let me finish to this the first
Yeah.
side. Yes.
So,
That's what I get for knitting it during the episode, because I usually don't knit during the episodes.
I do,
Anyway.
but I multitask.
Whatever.
So, the other week, Knitty and Color was on Instagram, and she's trying to get into winning a cruise. And so I'm like, oh, well, I'll help her try and get that. And so I was liking her pictures, and apparently she also had a drawing going on. So if you liked her pictures, you can get in for, like, first place, which was $100 to her shop, or a few of the, I guess, second, third, fourth, I think there was 3 other people, would get either a free skein or fiber from her shop. So, surprisingly, because this never happens, I never win anything, I got picked randomly for the one free item from her shop. So,
and I saw on Instagram this morning, Sunday, that she is doing it again, because she didn't win the
Oh, she
thing.
didn't?
Yeah, she's posted something and she said, "Oh, it looks like I need to do some other stuff, blah blah blah." So I think she's doing it again for
Well,
like
that's
3
good.
more winners or something.
Yeah, because her stuff is just gorgeous.
Well, I've
So-
never seen it in person, but I have drooled over it.
Yeah,
on the
everything on the
computer.
Instagram and that is great. So
Yes, and I think that like when she
Yeah.
does shows, she usually has quite a following.
I
And she
can see
does
why.
stuff at like the yarn, whatever, fiber and wool and sheep and wool things that we don't get here.
No, we have the Florida fiber in.
Yeah, well,
That happens.
when does that? I don't even know.
It like August, September, I think, is when
Something.
it happened.
I don't
That's
know.
over in Orlando, so it's a
Yeah.
little hike.
Anyway, so I received in the mail my final, because I did not renew, Moon Rover Club, and this is the December, and it's January, so I don't really have to be like, okay, look away, because I've got it a couple weeks ago. Anyway, so it is my final shipment, and here it is.
I like that yellow.
I know, it just pops.
It really does.
Yes. So, that's the December 2015, and so that is it for me with the club, just because I still have a whole bunch of hers that I have not spun.
Because you're up to how many drawers now, right?
Well, I have one whole bin, although hopefully this one will fit in there. And the funny thing is, when
you didn't
I'll
put
show
that
you
into consideration.
I'll show you the bin when we're done, because I may or may not have put them in order, like, yes, by date.
That doesn't surprise me.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
Not one bit.
the other new item that I received is a woolly winder, but that's on my spinning wheel in the other room, and I'm not pulling it in here. So, but
Yeah.
for for people who don't know, it's a different type of flyer for your spinning wheel, and it's got a gear so that it automatically just goes back and forth and makes everything very even when you're spinning, and you don't have to like change the singles like on the hooks. And you don't have to, like, because when you do that, you have to, like, stop what you're doing, and then you, like, move the hook. Or, like, I had a sliding flyer before, but even so, you still have to, like, stop, and you have to, like, squeeze the little thing and slide it forward and let go. And then this, you don't have to stop at all.
And you've been trying that out. How are you liking it?
I am liking it a lot. In fact, I'll go ahead and tell you what I'm spinning on it, since we're moving on into works in progress, it looks like.
I figured it was a good transition.
Yes. And I actually brought the fiber in here with me.
What?
I know. So, so I had, and this is from my stash, because I was not cleaning out, but going through and organizing my fiber stash. I was not cleaning it out. And this is some Yarn Geek fibers, and it is her BFL and Sparkle. 70% BFL, 30% Firestar, and nylon. Well, Firestar nylon, I guess. And it is in the Bridget the Magnificent colorway, and I ordered this off of Etsy a while ago. It's funny because I had this colorway. I guess she had it. I don't remember, a long time ago, like when I first saw it being sparkly, and so I'd put it in my either in my cart or favorites or whatever, and it was like, oh, we're sold out, blah blah blah. So every so often, and this is like years ago, I would check back to see if this color was back in stock, and it was like one time, and so I grabbed 2 because this is 4 ounces. And I'm all about the 8 ounces. And so this is the second one that I have not started yet, obviously, as you can tell. And she also sent me this little tag that goes with it, too, so you can,
that is adorable.
Yeah, it's like for when you make something with it. It's a little made especially for you. She's been around since 2010. Wouldn't be surprised if that's probably about the time I got this. Maybe like 2012. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we were spinning in 2000.
No, but I think in 2012 is when I got my spinning wheel, maybe? I'm not sure. I was looking at that the other day. So this is what I have left from the first braid. It's about, I've done a little over, I think, half of the first braid. So that's what I have left to spin, and then I'll start in on the second braid.
You're just flying along.
Yeah, the only thing is that I haven't spun a lot with the sparkly stuff, and the Firestar just, like, goes everywhere, and it's like so pretty too when you're spinning it. I didn't tell you this because like, especially when it catches the light, because there's so much Firestar in it that it's just like you have my little strips, and it's like half of it's Firestar and the other half is like wool, and you're like, oh, how pretty, and then the next thing you know, you have like all of your pants. So I think I need to get one of those, or like start using like one of those like lap cloths that people do like when they spin. Like, have you seen those?
No.
There are people who, I think you can buy them, but you can probably make one too. And like one side is dark and one side is light, and so you can put it here over your lap, which you can't see. Whatever I'm gesturing to because it's down here, but whatever, you put it over your lap.
There we go. There we go.
So then, like, obviously, if you're doing like a light colored yarn, then you when you're looking down at what you're spinning, you can see it better, like as a contrast. Or if you're doing a darker color or like a multicolored, you do the light side up, and so you can see it. But also, it catches all of the little bits that come off sometimes when you're spinning. Yep,
that is a really good idea.
I know. I can't remember where I saw that, but I saw it a long time ago, and I thought that's a really good idea. I should get one of those, and never did. So that's one of the things that I'm working on, and the other thing I'm working on is I started a sock head hat. That's what I'm working on now, and it is out of some Patons Croix socks in the something color, the Rusty Stripes colorway. Which, like, if you just sort of look at it from here, it's really not my colors of anything I would do, but it has this blue that I think that just, like, pops out because it's got all these, like, muted colors down here, and then it's, like, blue stripe. So, yeah. And I bought this.
You made other stuff with that color.
I have not made anything with this color.
Really? I thought you had.
No, I've made stuff with this yarn before. I made a pair of socks for my mother out of the one that had the purple, and it had, like, purple and green, and it had, like, the black and the white stripes, too. But no, I have not made anything out of this. In fact, I bought, I think, a while ago, it was on clearance. This color was on clearance at Michael's, and I bought, like, 3 of them because they were, like, $2 a piece or something, and I thought, I'm going to make a sock head hat out of it. Even though I've made a couple of sock head hats, and I don't ever get any chance to wear them, but, you know, whatever.
You know, you could have worn it today.
I probably could have, except that I only have this much of it done, and it wouldn't have done much.
Ones?
Oh.
Not the one you're knitting on.
Well, and the original one that I made according to the pattern, and I did the full size and everything, and it's a pretty big hat. Like the, you know, like the slouchy part is like 9 inches of slouchy stuff. And so when I made another one, I used my, the second one I made was out of my Knit Picks, Felici Time Traveler colorway, and I didn't make it as long, which is probably what I'm going to do with this one too, because it's got like some slouch, but it's not like you have a whole extra hat hanging off your head. So...
Yeah, I have issues wearing the slouchy hat.
See, I have to do the slouchy hat because I have a big head and I have a lot of hair. So,
I have a small
and little
head
beanies just don't look right on me.
They really don't.
And they don't look right, and they don't fit right, and it's like, oh, and then I have this little teeny tiny head, and then it's like, pff, and yeah, it's not a good look for me.
See, whenever I wear the slouchy hat, I feel like it's gonna fall off.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I don't know.
I just have that issue.
So, that's what I'm working on. Yes, that's all I'm working on right now.
So...
And those are like my New Year's projects, because I started them... Well, this I started on New Year's Eve. And the spinning I started on New Year's Day. So.
I have a few projects. Since I got some sock yarn stuff in, and I needed a project that's, you know, easy for here, I brought my...
And will keep you warm.
Yeah.
Because it is, and we're alluding to it, but it is like a... cold day here. It's like 58 degrees. On. Sandy's got her wool sweater on. Yes.
Okay, so I was walking the dog in just a t-shirt, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of cold. And then when I get away from the house, around the corner, and like halfway, you know, far away, so it starts raining. And I'm like, okay, it's really cold. Then my neighbors come out, and we're talking to them, and I'm like, okay, I just have to leave because I don't have a jacket on. You guys all have jackets and umbrellas. I'm cold. And Klaus is getting muddy, and I just gave him a bath, so...
Yes.
Yeah, so I went home, and, like, okay, I need to rush over to Kelly's house. I'm gonna warm up with my sweater I made a few years ago. I think this was, like, what, 08, 09?
Something like
somewhere.
that, I don't know.
Yeah. And it doesn't get too much use here in Florida. Some office use, but that's about it.
Yes, and it's got cats all over
it,
if you can't tell. They're little cats.
Little cats. It was, Interweave Knits,
I think so.
believe. Yeah. And it's made out of Knit Picks. I had because I have a really
Was
loose
that like
gauge.
the first sweater that you made?
Yes.
Okay, because Sandy is of the go big or go home type in her knitting, where she's like, oh, for my first sweater, I'm going to do this Fair Isle, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah.
And I'm changing the pattern, too.
Yes.
I don't remember. I think it might have...
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I'm making a hat that's ribbed 2x2.
I don't know. I normally change the patterns a little bit. But I know I use a different yarn, and so my gauge was way off, because I'm already a loose knitter. So instead of doing it on, like, size 7 or 8s, like the pattern says, I did it on, like, 2s.
Yeah.
Yeah. With worsted weight yarn, so it's very warm, and I like it.
Yes.
So
anyway, so your blanket that
Yeah.
you're working on that's going to keep you warm,
yes, that will take forever. It's very long, but it's not very wide. Oh no, it's very wide.
It's very
but
wide,
it's
but
not
it's not
very
very long. Yes.
There we go. Because I don't know why.
I have the dog laying under my feet again today.
Well, the dog, before we started, I got my tablet out and I was showing her dog the cat games on it that I just downloaded because I wanted to see what the little kitten would do. And Lucy was not very fond of them. The little mouse one started growling in that, so we just tuckered her out.
Yes. So this is your sock yarn blanket.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I found
Yes.
a bag with my socks last week.
Yes.
I think it was on Christmas or...
It was
day
a
after
It was
yeah.
on Christmas because it was a Christmas
Miracle,
miracle.
that's right.
Because I went to your house and you're like, look what I found today.
Yes.
Yes.
The dog moved the couch. The cat shoved it underneath the couch. And so when I came back and I saw part of the couch was moved because I have a sectional, I just pushed it back and so it got lodged underneath the couch.
Ah.
Yeah.
So it was a joint effort in hiding.
Yep. So I worked on it a little bit this week and I got past the heel.
They were not sent overseas.
No, they
to
were
the
not sent
military.
overseas. So that's good because now I can finish them.
Yes.
So, because these aren't exactly colors that they're allowed to wear.
Right.
But yeah, so
you could send them to a military person when they get home.
I could,
Cool.
except they fit my feet, and that's a cow's hair. So yeah, I just turned the heel. So I probably got. I think they were about like here. So I finished all of that.
Yes.
So I think it's a good progress. I'm on the leg now. And then, I don't remember, I think it was like Christmas Eve I started this project. My piece of paper that has all the information is not in here. So I'm going to end up just winging it. Because I'm completely not facing the camera. A bit ago I bought the Forbes fiber. And I needed a spinning project because I haven't had one in a while. So I broke it up for a 2-ply fractal. Can't really tell, but there's like the reds and more orangish color. It's like purpley maroon color. And started spinning it on the Turkish spindle. And in my there we go. Just all coming out of my bag. So I got a little bit done. I don't think it's too bad for me not be able to do anything the last few days.
You wrapped it on differently than I wrap mine on.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Just like when I do a Turkish spindle, mine looks different when it's wrapped on there.
I wrap it on how it's supposed to be.
Well, I wrap mine on the way it's supposed to be too, but mine makes a different shape on the top. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, I need to see what shape you're talking about.
Well, I don't have any right now because I don't have anything on my Turkish spindle, so
Yeah.
sorry.
So, anyways,
I'll show you pictures of
yeah,
previous things at some point.
maybe it's just that one. I did realize that I don't think I noticed this before, well, because I haven't been spinning in a little bit. The Turkish spindle spins a lot slower.
Really?
Yes, than like my other two spindles.
Oh. Maybe it's
So-
because it's heavier or something. I don't know. Oh, but speaking
I
of
don't know.
spindles, I'm going to segue, even though we haven't done our finished objects yet,
Yeah.
and just say quickly that there's
Oh.
Snyder's spindles, who they make Turkish spindles. They're usually wood, and they're doing a Kickstarter that I think goes through January 14th. Not 100% sure. I think that's the end date, but I don't have it in front of me because whatever, bad podcaster. And so, anyway, they are working on a new Turkish spindle, and Sandy's going to look it up on her phone now.
I'm going to try to.
Kickstarter Destiny Spindle. That's what it's called, the Destiny Spindle. So they're working on a new design of like a Turkish spindle where it's going to be in 4 pieces for the legs instead of in 2, and there's weights on it and whatever to make it spin faster or longer. And depending on how much you pledged, you know, because it's Kickstarter and usually there's like benefits. So like if you pledge like $5, you get like a thank you, but then it goes all the way up to like where you can get like all of the different sizes of spindles. So,
did you want to
what?
Tell them?
No, because I'm not going to read off the whole thing. So there's like pledge $5 for this, pledge whatever, and you can go yourselves and find it even if you just Google Kickstarter Destiny Spindle.
Yeah, which is what I did.
The last
11 days to go.
Yes. So it is the 14th, which is the last day. They have like over $6,000 pledged, and they originally asked for $4,500 because he wants to purchase. It's going to be. I think that the center shaft is going to be like wood, but then the legs are going to be computer, like the 3D printed, and he needs to purchase the stuff to do the 3D printing. And so he, like, for every $500 over goal that he's been adding a different color to what colors you could get.
Yeah, so here's on my awesome phone.
Yeah.
That has a bit of a dirty screen. What he's showing off.
Yeah, like a prototype.
Yeah. And then that's it, broken apart. So
yeah.
I think that's pretty interesting. I want to see how it's all put together.
Well, you'll see it when I get mine because I pledged. So, because I like backing the Kickstarters. So anyway, I just wanted to
see it.
Yes, I wanted to segue into that just to let you guys know if you wanted to do that. We've got 11 days left. Well, by the time this goes up, maybe 10.
You have a few days left.
You have until January 14th, 2016.
Yes.
So
go take a look.
Yes. So anyway, finished objects. Do you want me to go? I will go first.
You can go.
I have 2 finished objects.
Yay!
What? I know. So the first...
Hold on. You need to prepare them. Oh, hold on, for the second one.
Why do I need to prepare them? Oh, no.
For the second one, not for this one.
Okay. So I finished some spinning. I know. And I made a tag for it that has what it is, what colorway it is, and how many yards it is, because I was going through my handspun and labeling things because I had never labeled
She's like,
them.
I don't remember all of this stuff.
There are 2 of them that I don't know what they are that are in my bin. There are 2, but they're small. Well, I have like 1 label left from my notes because I used to make just notes and stuff. So I have like 1 that I made all the labels first, and so I have 1 label left that goes with one of the 2, and I don't know which one it is, and the other one, I have no idea what it is. So, whatever. Anyway, this is Moon Rover. It's the October 2015 Club colorway that I spun up. Half of it on a Turkish spindle and half of it on my new woolly winder. And I plied it all on my woolly winder with a chain ply.
It's very squishy.
It is. It, like, really puffed up a lot. Which is nice.
Yes,
so,
I like it.
I have 318 yards, so, you know, that'll make a nice little something.
What weight is that?
I have no idea because I didn't check it out.
What?
I know.
Okay.
Maybe, it looks maybe DK. I would say probably a DK. In some spots it might be like a fingering because it's not the evenest spin ever, because like the stuff on my spindle was spinning a lot thinner than on the spinning wheel, because the spinning wheel with the woolly winder, it was brand new. I was getting used to it, and I don't spin as thin on that as I do on a spindle. But I also was getting like, I need to finish this colorway because I was working on it every day at work, and I was working on it when I would get home and whatever, and I was like, I've got to get this done.
Because you want to start something else.
Yes, which I did. And then my other one, what do you mean I need to prepare people?
Because it's been around for a while.
Oh my gosh, it has been around for a while.
Yes.
But I finally finished, my chevron cowl. Ends woven in and everything. It's
a lot better than me. I don't have any of my ends woven.
Oh, well, it's the, I use the Jaywalker sock pattern, and it's the Quare, which this will be like the last time I have to try and fudge my way through saying that name. The Quare Fibers patchwork colorway. So
I really like it.
I know. I thought it turned out very nicely, and guess what? I might even wear it to work tomorrow when I go back to work.
It's supposed to be
because
like
it's supposed to be
in
like
the 60s.
Yes. And
So
I can wear it at least in the morning.
You
and
said that you were
probably-
going to wear it like every single chance that you...
Well, I don't know
Yeah.
about that, but because I also have my Rays one to wear too that I've never worn. But I'm going to probably wear it because at least like where I go eat lunch, it's freezing cold. So, and I worked on it when I was eating lunch too, because eventually I stopped taking my spinning and started doing this because I was like, I have got to finish this. And I forgot to bring in. I was going to show you how much of the yarn I have left. It's like the ball of yarn is like this big. It's very small. So, yep. Anyway, so that's it.
So
for
not
me.
enough for both of our...
No, I think there is enough for both
Oh,
of
okay.
ours. It's just you might not get all of the colors in yours, and
Yeah.
neither will I. So, whatever.
Well, I'll be
It might
okay
be a
with
little
that.
bigger than that. I don't know. I forgot to bring it in here. It's in the other room, and I'm not going to go get it.
That's
and now
okay.
I'm going to be like
'Cause that'd
really
be very
awesome
awkward.
and wear my cowl with my short-sleeved shirt for the rest of the episode.
Gee, I've never worn anything with a short sleeve shirt.
Well,
Like
while you're
my
in your
shawl.
while you're in your super heavy, thick
Hold on.
sweater.
Just to make this a little bit more awkward, how cold am I?
You're actually not that cold though.
I can't feel like my fingers.
Oh, it's not really that cold though. So
Oh, yeah, I can't. My fingers are a little cold.
it's not like John before he left this afternoon and he stuck in me and I was like,
His, well, I am wearing a wool sweater.
Yes.
So my fingers are too cold to be wearing a wool sweater. It'd be warmer. But
and I have on wool socks today too that I knit a while ago.
I did not feel like
Therefore,
getting those out.
I do not need to wear a long sleeve shirt. If I put a hat on, then I'd be good. Anyway,
Okay, so my finished object.
Yes.
Look at, I'm stopping in the middle of a row. Ooh, whoa, I'm living life dangerously. So, I knit 2 hats, and I realized just now I don't have all the information about them. But I have their names.
okay,
But I don't have
That's
who
okay.
made them.
because
So-
we'll put it in the show notes.
Yes. So, this one is the hurricane hat. Because, it goes around in a circle like a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it is made out of some Simply Soft shadows. I don't remember what color because it's whatever you gave me a while ago.
Yes,
It's the
because
green color.
I think everyone I know has made something out of that yarn because I had so much of that yarn,
Yes.
and I made stuff out of it too. So.
You made a whole shawl, didn't you? For your mom?
No,
I bet you made something for her with this.
no. I was gonna make a blanket, an Afghan, crochet an Afghan with it, and then I stopped when it was about like this wide, and I was like, I can wear that as a scarf. So,
So you made a scarf
so
out of
I
it?
made a scarf, and I think maybe I don't know. Did I make something else with it? I don't remember.
I thought you did.
I don't know. I had like 20 balls of this stuff, so
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
only had
I took it
2
into
or
knitting
so.
group, and I was like, here, have some of this. Here, have some of this.
But I think that's really pretty.
It is.
And I like how it's striped up.
Yep.
So, and then, to go with my whole red that I'm wearing, apparently, I made, I think this is out of Red Heart soft yarn. That's red. It's the binary pattern with the 16 cables. So, it's like all math, like, related.
Yes.
And I still need to weave in the ends on both of those. And then I didn't cast anything else on because I was working on my sock after I found it. I was so happy.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what I finished.
Yep.
One of these days, in about 20 years, I can say that this blanket will be finished.
Yep.
'Cause it
Yeah, maybe
never
mine will
ends.
be done by then too.
All you have to do is like the outside and put it together, right?
No, my sock yarn blanket.
Oh,
that's
your
like
sock
that.
blanket. I'm thinking your other one.
No, the other one I have to do all the white parts and put them together.
Do you want me to do that for you?
No.
You work on this a little bit?
No.
Fine.
Anyway, I went to the movies a bunch over my winter break, and I saw Star Wars, which I thought I liked a lot. And I'm not going to say much about it because people still haven't seen it, I guess, and there's some big spoilers, and yeah.
So I'm not going to say the
Yes,
whole
I
thing.
know, your boyfriend put it up on Facebook, because John was like, look at what, and thank God we had already seen the movie.
Okay, well, so I don't know the movies, as you guys know this before. So my sister, I was talking to her yesterday, and she's like, tell Josh thanks for the spoilers, because,
That was, like, the biggest spoiler, too, for the whole movie. Like, there were things, like, Sandy would send me, oh, here's this Star Wars article for you to read, and I would look at the top of it, it would be, like, spoilers. I'm like, nope, not gonna read it.
And I'm like, no.
was so good about
I
staying away
told
from
you just
spoilers.
read the first
I
half.
didn't even do that.
You should have,
I
because
did
that
not.
is so me.
I did not.
Oh my god, because there was no
I did not
spoilers
want
in
to
the
be
first
ruined.
half. So
I wanted to go in there, like, having everything under complete surprise and all this, which it was, because I was, not spoiled for it, so.
okay, well, to make things, like, even funnier, my sister called and, and she's like, tell him thanks, I'm glad we already saw the movie. I'm like, well, it's been, like, what, 2 weeks? I mean, Game of Thrones, it was, like, 10 minutes after the last episode, and it was all out there, so...
But see, the Star Wars people have been very good about putting stuff going, like, the Star Wars fans have been very good about being like, hey, this was really good, here's a spoiler alert, blah, 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 or, I don't want to spoil it, but it was good.
So, when she was telling me this, I'm like, it's not like it was just this new one. This happened, like, in the first few movies, I thought. Yeah, so then I was telling Josh, and he's like, no, that was a new movie. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was, like, the second or the third one that happened.
No.
So I had to call my sister back and said, oh.
Yeah. So anyway, I also, and we saw that on Christmas Day. And then, Sandy and I went to go see the Hunger Games, the final Hunger Games movie. And it was okay. Then, which I forgot I was supposed to look up the ending of it to check that out, to see if it was the same as the movie. Because we were both like, Sandy's like, I don't remember this. I was like, I vaguely remember this, but it's been a while.
Yeah,
Anyway, and then my husband and I went on New Year's Day, early in the morning, because we like to go to the movies when it's like $5. There's like no crowds. Although we saw Star Wars at that time, and it was pretty crowded, but whatever.
Well, it's because it was Star Wars.
So we saw Creed, because, we're all about the boxing movies, apparently. So we saw Creed, and it was okay. I will say I got a little bored in the middle of it. So.
Did they have at least a good stance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and there was, like, lots of practicing in the gym stuff, and that was pretty cool to watch. But I think it was, like, the part of the story that was actually, like, the storyline and the drama. I was like, come on, let's just get to the end. Let's get to the, because it's a Rocky, it's one of the movies in the Rocky franchise. So, they always end, of course, I say this only ever having seen the first Rocky movie. I've never seen the rest of them, although I've seen, like, bits and pieces of them and stuff. But, I mean, I'm assuming that all of them are pretty much like the first one, in which they end with a giant, like, big, like, fight between Rocky and whoever.
Well, did this one end in a fight?
Well, it didn't have Rocky. It had the new guy. But yes, there was. So I was like, come on, let's get to the final fight. Let's get to the big, like, climax part of the movie, or I don't even know, like, the whole, like, ending. Let's get to the, let's get to the big professional fight stuff. And enough with, like, the sappiness. So, and I'm happy to announce that during all 3 of the movies that I just listed, I did not cry. So. That is a big thing, because I usually am one who cries at movies. Oh, and speaking of crying, I also finished a book during winter break, because I had to finish it, even though it was winter break, and I don't read during winter break. So I finished the sequel to Me Before You. I finished the sequel, which is called After You, by Jojo Moyes, and it's on my Kindle, so I don't have the book to show you, but anyway, like the physical book. But anyway, I finished it, and I did not cry for that one either, because it was not as sad and sappy as the previous book. It was good. It just, I didn't enjoy it as much, and it was not, like, bawling-inducing at the end. So,
there was...
And I feel like there's going to be another one. I feel like there's going to be one after this. I can see her writing another one the way she left this one.
Well, there was an article
I'm calling it January 3rd, 2016.
And it was all about the books that you should read before they come out in movies.
Yes.
And Me Before You was one of them.
Yes, because I told you the last episode I was talking about how it's going to be a movie and who's going to be in it and all that stuff.
Well, I don't remember. All I remember is, like, I think that's the one that Kelly just read and she cried.
It was. Oh my gosh, it was so sad. Oh, and I also got back into reading some of my Daredevil comics that I'm like dreadfully far behind on, because like there's a whole new author of the Daredevil comics now, and I'm still reading the previous author. Like I'm still reading the Mark Waid run, but I made it through volume. Hold on, what volume am I on now? Because I have it here. Oh, I just started, or I haven't started. I'm about to start volume 5 because I read during break volumes 2, 3, and 4. And when I say during break, I mean like since Friday. I read volumes 2, 3, and 4. Because I was like, you know what? Especially since I went to the comic book store the other day to pick up my subscription, which was like number 2, it was like issue number 2 from the new author. And I was like, I haven't read any of this. And I have a feeling that one of these days I'm going to go in there and like the guy at the comic book store is going to be like, how are you liking the new author? And I'm going to be like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like sitting in a box. Because I haven't finished reading the Mark Waid run. So, yeah, I think I have to get through volumes 5, 6, and 7 that actually have volumes, and then I have like a whole bunch of like single comic books that I have to get through before I can get, so I have a lot more to get through before I can get to the new stuff.
Can you take those to work and read?
No.
What if you put like a cover on
I'm
it?
not gonna put a cover on them. And actually the ones that are like the single issues, because they're Marvel, Marvel comes, if you buy just like a comic book, a regular just old comic book from Marvel, they come with a digital code in there, and so you can like download it to your iPad and stuff, so I put all my codes in.
So then you can just read those at work.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Probably not. But someone will look over and be like, what are you reading? Why are you reading a comic book at work?
Yeah. You're like, hey, I'm reading.
I know. Reading is reading. Isn't that what you tell the children?
Yes.
Reading is reading. So, anyway, that's it for what I am... Oh, and I finished... did I talk about this last time, how I finally finished Game of Thrones? I don't remember, but I did.
I don't think so, because I think you just finished it.
Yeah, at some point during break,
yeah.
I finished the last 2 episodes of the most recent season of Game of Thrones.
I was getting texts going, ugh.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Just end.
I know, I was like, come on. This is so boring.
And I'm like, just stick with it, okay?
And even so, because I was so spoiled for the whole like last episode anyway, it was very anticlimactic, and I was just like, okay, fine. And it happened, I saw it happen, okay, cool. Whatever.
I have not caught up on Doctor Who, but I'm a little bit closer.
I am too. I only have 6 more episodes of that to watch.
I have no idea how many episodes I have left to watch, because I was just watching
I don't know what you've watched, so...
And I don't want to tell you, because I might
well, you can
spoil
tell me.
something.
Well, I will tell you that I have watched up through The Woman Who Lived with the chick from Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
That's the last one I watched.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'm a few past that one.
Yeah, because I only have 6 left to go, counting the Christmas special that was just on, which I also have not watched because
you need to finish all the other stuff.
I know.
So I am about 40% through with Wool.
Yes,
I'm liking it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, so I was telling Kelly, I'm like, oh, okay,
Wool by
so
Hugh Howey. But you know what? I could have pulled out my actual book, and you could have shown the book because I do have that one.
Yes.
In a book.
So, I was reading and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is going to follow this character. Oh. Okay, it's going to follow... Oh. This one? Wait. And so I finally was like, Kelly, oh my god! What's going on here? So,
and I read that years ago, so... Like, 3 or 4 years ago, but still, it's been a while since I've read it.
It's been on my list to read, and I
also have the graphic novelization of it.
Huh.
Yes.
You know, that doesn't surprise me. Have you actually read it?
No, I have not sat down to read it. No. But I do have that too. Yep.
So one thing that I am going to bring up, which I saw on my email, I think it was today or yesterday, was Craftsy has a Knit Along 2016 socks.
I think
and
I saw that on
free.
Facebook today.
Yeah, it's free.
It's a Lucy Neatby thing, isn't it?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, you can buy the whole kit, or you can just register for the class. I don't know how much it is with the kit and the class, because I just got the class. And, well, that's about bread. I don't know.
That's about bread.
Yes. So there's
socks with your bread.
8 lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like patterns.
Hmm.
So I don't remember how I got to the pattern before. Oh, here's a lesson plan. Oh yeah, so there's 1, 2. There's a few socks. So yeah, so it's free if anybody's interested in it. And
it's free unless you do the kit.
yeah,
Yeah.
The class itself is
Right.
free. You have to pay for
And
materials.
privacy classes are really cool.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, once you have them forever. And you can have them, like, on your iPad or on your, like, tablet or computer or your phone or wherever.
Yep.
I have a Foundations of Spinning one that I haven't watched yet.
That's a
By
little
Amy
bit
King.
past due, right? Because you've already started spinning, and weren't you going to do that at the very beginning?
No, because it's one of the newer classes that I purchased. I think it was on sale or something, and but
okay,
it wasn't.
okay.
And it's Foundations of Spinning, but I'm sure that it has lots of stuff that I don't know about. Like it has,
Well, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it has talks about like getting your wheel. It talks about, and it's for people who like are either new spinners or even if you already have been spinning, because it talks about the different types of drafting and all that stuff. So
All that good stuff.
yep.
That was pretty much my entire thing. Played with some Fallout. I got a new game on the computer that I was playing with Josh. Did I ever tell you that?
No, but I saw a picture of it on Instagram.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I was like, I don't know what this is. It looks like some sort of video game.
It was
a
some sort
video
of video
game.
Computer game. So it's
And
Chivalry.
You call me a nerd.
And I played it once. Dude, really?
I don't play
Really?
video games.
You're the one that's had the Wii and
Because my
PlayStation.
husband has wanted to have like the Wii and the PlayStation
And you played
and
them.
the Xbox. Yeah, I played a little bit, but not. I didn't like sit there for hours and hours doing it
I only do that with
because I
Fallout.
don't have the patience for that. Because I'm like, come on,
Really? I
this is
couldn't
so
tell.
boring.
Well, Fallout, you get to like bash things
Still,
and stuff.
anyway,
Yeah.
so your
So-
new game.
Yeah, so I was playing that. And then I just found out that right now there's a sale on one of the other video games. It would be through the computer because it's with Steam. That I had, and I never finished it because they broke it and took my Xbox.
Oh,
my
yeah.
last place. That's a Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
So, and it's like $5 for just a standard game, or like $10 with all the downloadable
Oh,
content.
that's not bad.
So, I don't know. We're still thinking about that. Yep.
Yes.
I think that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know neither one of us really did anything for New Year's. I took my dog out and walked around,
I spun.
and then I went back, and
My dog barked
Yeah.
at fireworks that were happening outside.
Klaus just sat there and watched them when we were walking around
Well,
going to the neighbors.
It was when we were downstairs. She was barking at them, but then like she kept looking out the back, patio door and everything and barking at them. But when we went upstairs, she just kind of was like, meh.
Because there's
she
no
didn't.
door that she can go
I
and look out.
know.
The windows are too
So
high.
she wasn't barking at them from the upstairs, but they went on until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and kept me awake. That was
Yeah,
not
I
fun.
just went to sleep.
Well, I tried to go to sleep, but
I can.
it sounded like it was happening like right outside my window.
It might have been.
Probably was.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, because then the next morning, what did I had to get up early. Oh, we had to get up early to go see Creed, and we had at the 9:30 showing, so we had to get up early. This has been like winter break of Kelly getting up really, really early every morning because that's what I've done.
That way, you're not like me. I mean, I have been getting up consistently at 7:30 because Klaus is like 7:30. You're not up, and I want to go to the bathroom.
I've been getting up at either my regular time for work, which is like 4:50, or at 6 something because I took a lot of 6 a.m. classes at the boxing gym, so I could get it done because I had other stuff I needed to get done during the day, and I knew that if I didn't go in and get it done, that I didn't know if I would go later in the day or I'd be like, oh, now I have to stop what I'm doing and go. So, and we took some 9 a.m. classes
9
together.
a.m. That's probably when you woke up at 6.
Yes.
Because I think that's when I'm like, oh, it's 7:30, and Klaus is like nudging me to get up. Okay, I'm awake.
I got up at like 6:30. This morning I got up at 6:30 because the internet people were supposed to be at my house at 8. And they were not. So.
You're like, darn them.
Yeah, because I had to cancel a training appointment and all that stuff. But whatever.
Yep.
Hopefully the issue is now resolved. So.
Here's hoping.
Yes.
I like it when you have internet that actually works up here.
I do too. Especially like when I have internet that actually works that I don't have to reset like 12 times a day.
Yeah.
So, because we had new internet installed on Thursday and like Thursday afternoon and pretty much every day since then, and it's now Sunday, I had to reset it 3 or 4 times a day just to get it running. And then, so finally I called last night and I was like, no, I don't like this. Please fix it. Please send someone to my house and fix it. Because, they're always like on the phone, well, let me try this. I'm like, no, just send a person here. So, yep.
Well, I think that's it.
That is it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, we are, I guess I have to do the closing thing.
You do the closing thing.
I know.
That hasn't changed.
I know.
But every time you're like, oh, I guess I gotta do it.
I know. I always forget about it. I'm like, oh, so we're done. Bye. No, just kidding. We're not done, totally. Because we have to talk about our social media presence. Which is on YouTube, where you can find us on our videos, and that is under Two Crafty Stitches. We are also on Instagram. Most of our internet presence is on Instagram, and that is Knits and Bits and Pearly Girl 75. And then we are also on our blog on twocraftystitches.wordpress.com. Well, I was going to say on our blog on WordPress, and I was like, but then I send it a whole bunch of times like I just did. So anyway, and we have Twitter, too. We have a Two Crafty Stitches Twitter account in which we post when new episodes are available or when they've just been recorded. And we do have a Ravelry group that, yes, we do. It's there. We don't do much with it, though, because we're mainly on Instagram. So, anyway, that's it for all of the social media, isn't it? Yes, I think I covered everything. And, yes. So, we will see you in 2 weeks.
Happy crafting.
Bye.